Well, good morning, everyone. Or should we say good afternoon? It's officially noon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have very special guests from our city, the legislature, our collective public education systems, our business partners, workforce boards, and most importantly, our students that are here today with us. I'm going to give you a run of events. I'm going to be the MC for today. We're going to hear from a few folks that are going to come up and give remarks. Then we're going to go head outside. We're going to cut a ribbon and welcome us officially to opening this space. And then we'll enjoy some refreshments and have a chance to mingle and talk about our machinery, talk with our students, visit the classrooms and such. So that's the order of events for the day. The first thing I want to do is really thank the Chamber, Johanna and Chris. You helped with the logistics and setting up this very special event for us today. Our CT State Community College teams and our partners with the state colleges and university system, Keith Epstein and Steve Burke. I want to thank you for your roles in helping us with making this facility what it is today. My local Middlesex team, you continue to amaze me with all that we accomplish, and today is just another one of those proud Middlesex days that we have. Two individuals that I'd like to thank personally for the oversight of the project and running this event. We have Mr. Ed Tessman, our Associate Dean of Campus Operations, and Dr. Keith Carter, our Director of the Advanced Manufacturing Center, that's going to keep us going and keep us on track with this center. This was a true partnership to get us to where we are today. It didn't happen overnight. There was phase 1, 2, pause, 3, 4, pause, 5, and here we are today. And there could be a couple more phases in between. I'm hitting that, sorry. So we have a host of faculty and staff in our workforce development areas. We have our alliances, we have our funding partners. So you're going to hear a lot about partnerships today and what this really means, not only to our community, but our system, our state, the workforce, and ultimately the students, because that's what this is about. Before I turn over to Principal Rivera, I just wanted to take us a moment to remember a very special person that we all know and miss in our community, and that person is Representative Q. Williams. He was a very strong supporter for our campus, always pushing for equitable opportunities for education in our state. His last public appearance with our college was held right here in front of that very same Arberg machine that we're celebrating today. He stood here with Lieutenant Governor Bysowitz to talk about the workforce needs and the way that education is the way to get us to meet the workforce and to keep that workforce, after all, here in the state of Connecticut. We know that our graduates stay in Connecticut. He advocated for all of us in this room today in one way or another, I feel confident. So if we can just do me a favor and just close your eyes for a moment and try to visualize what Q would look like today. I think you would see a great big smile, and I feel confident that he's looking down upon us today to be with us in his spirit as we celebrate this dedication. We continue to thrive from the environment and the commitment that he instilled in us to ensure that we advance Connecticut through education, developing that workforce that stays here in Connecticut. And I thank you, Q. I'm now going to call up Nelson Rivera, the principal here at Vinal, to bring welcoming greetings and a few remarks on our partnership. Nelson, please join us.
Thank you, Kim. This is excellent graduation practice rehearsal, so I'm very glad to take this opportunity. Good afternoon. I am thankful for the opportunity to say a few brief words about the partnership between our two schools and the ongoing collaboration that has led us here today. To do this, though, I'd like to go back and tell a little story to paint the picture. Just about 3 years ago, I started at Vinal as the new principal, and I think it was my first day, maybe my second, that I got a visit from Tracy Ariel, right there, who was with Middlesex at the time and who wanted to come talk to me about the manufacturing programs between our two schools. And if you know Tracy, her enthusiasm and passion for manufacturing is second to none. I learned a lot that day about the long partnerships that included the Skill Up programs between our two schools that we hosted, and then we talked about what might be possible. And then we toured this space, and we talked about what could be. And standing here today, I wish I had a before picture so you can see what this space looked like a few years ago. The transformation is simply amazing. As time went on, I worked more closely with Kim Hogan, and who among all her other responsibilities and duties took a very hands-on approach to this project. I have no doubt that without her leadership, we wouldn't be here today. Kim has been a great supporter and career technical education and a great partner for Vinal Tech. So why is this partnership so important? The vision of CTEX is to serve as the primary pipeline for the Connecticut skilled labor force. But we can't do that in isolation. We need partners. And we do that with community partners to meet that challenge. So with that said, I also like to say a quick thank you to our CTEX Executive Director, Dr. Ellen Solik, for her vision of career and technical education and her support and encouragement for principals and buildings to form these partners with our community colleges. This manufacturing center is not only a win for the students who will graduate and enter into well-paying, rewarding careers, it's a win for both our schools. It's a win for the city of Middletown, Middlesex County, and really Connecticut as a whole. When we support manufacturing, everybody wins. So it's truly an honor to be here today to celebrate the grand opening, and I am just thrilled to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nelson, for your kind remarks. At this point, I'm going to call up upon Chris Cambieri from our Chamber of Commerce. Chris, you want to join up?
Thank you, Kim. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Cambieri. I am the Director of Economic Development with the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to thank President Hogan again and her team for the invitation here today. We are very happy to be part of the grand opening ribbon cutting ceremony for the Precision Manufacturing Lab. The Middlesex Chamber is a co-convener in the South Central Manufacturing Partnership, Regional Sector Partnership under the Governor's Council. The South Central Manufacturing Partnership is a collaboration of manufacturers, educators, and business leaders. So the South Central Manufacturing Partnership is a collaboration of manufacturers, educators, and business leaders supporting initiatives that expose students to manufacturing with the goal of building a sustainable talent pipeline. The opening of the Precision Manufacturing Lab here at CT State Middlesex creates training opportunities for students to fill critical jobs that are needed now and into the future, while making talent a competitive advantage for our region. The commitment that the leaders and educators here have for the Precision Manufacturing Lab assures success in manufacturing program here in the future. On behalf of the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, the South Central Manufacturing Partnership, we congratulate you on the opening of your facility. We thank you for the impact that you make on your students and the impact that the students will make for manufacturing in our region in the future. Thank you.
The Middlesex Chamber is second to none. I mean, the advancement that we have, the commitment that we have from our partners throughout the Chamber is just so evident, not only by folks in the room, by all the areas that we touch from here down to the shoreline. It's just a fantastic community. We couldn't be happier to be a part of our Chamber. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Johanna. Next up, we're going to hear from our esteemed Chancellor, Chancellor Terrence Tang. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right. Whoa, we're going to try that again. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. That's a lot better. I'm really excited to be here. This is a beautiful space. It's a really wonderful moment. I just want to give a shout out to the Chamber. I did a talk a couple of years ago, I think, and it was one of the most fun speaking events I had done. And I don't know exactly why, but the energy of that room and just, I think, the camaraderie, just all the synergy that I felt in that room and how welcoming it was. Y'all gave me like a picture and a book and like a basket of jelly. Like there was all kinds of really good stuff in there, and I was like, wow, this is really nice. Not all events are like that for me, so I really, really deeply appreciate that. But I'm so happy to be here to celebrate the opening of this manufacturing lab here at Vinal Tech. It's a great partnership, as we've already begun to hear, between CTEX, between CT State Community College, the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, and of course the surrounding community. So I really want to thank all of our small business owners, all the Chamber, and all of our partners here in the region who really come together to make this kind of work happen. This collaboration provides our students with the hands-on training they need to pursue the long-term careers in advanced manufacturing that are going to be life-sustaining for a great period of time. We know that advanced manufacturing is a key part of Connecticut's economic future. Manufacturing accounts for approximately 160,000 jobs in Connecticut. And our chief manufacturing officer has estimated that the manufacturing sector needs approximately 6,000 to 8,000 new workers annually to meet industry needs. So Connecticut can continue to lead the way in manufacturing sector if we ensure that our institutions and our students are part of the state's growth strategy. That's right, there is still a great deal of capacity to grow. This new manufacturing lab will expand the educational and economic opportunities available to our students by training them and connecting them to in-demand jobs across the sector. Middlesex County, as you probably know, is home to an incredible network of manufacturers. Companies like Wheelan Engineering, Carey Manufacturing, Roto North America, Pegasus Manufacturing, Wepco Plastics, Aerocision, and Pratt & Whitney's Middletown Engine Center, some of whom representatives are here today. So it's clear the county is a significant jobs generator, and that's why it's so important for us to continue working with leading manufacturers to build school-to-career pipelines that will help to fill any talent gaps that are present. So this lab will ensure that Connecticut continues to have one of the strongest and most skilled manufacturing workforces in the country, and that we continue to, quote, make it here. The new manufacturing lab would not be possible without the generous donation of Arberg, which donated the plastic injection machinery in the lab. And thank you as well to Principal Nelson Rivera for working with CT State Community College, President Maduco of CT State Community College, and of course our CEO for CT State Middlesex, Kim Hogan, all of you for providing us with the opportunity to utilize this space at Vinal Tech High School. And I want to thank all our teachers and our staff who support our students on the front lines every single day, making sure that they get what they need inside and outside of the classroom to be successful. So please, let's give a round of applause to our faculty and our staff who teach the students directly. None of that happens without them. None of this will happen without them. Last but not least, I want to thank all of the students, not just for your interest in pursuing a degree in advanced manufacturing and for helping to make this lab possible. I want to thank the students for trusting in us to give you the education and the training that you deserve. This is a lifelong partnership that we are committed to. So thank you for choosing us to be a part of your journey. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for those wonderful words. When I came into the center today, I had someone introduce them and say, I'm an alum. And there's nothing better than feeling, whether it's from the high school or from our college, when we have an alum come back that is, seeing what we're doing now and looking around and saying, wow, look at this. I remember when. And it's those commitments and the partnerships that continue to grow from these relationships. So thank you for always saying, I was here when that, or I was here when this. So please keep those stories coming to us. I'm now going to turn over to our CT State Community College President, Dr. John Maduco. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Good morning and buenos dias. And also happy St. Patrick's Day weekend. Obviously you can see I'm in green. I had the honor of raising the Irish flag in New Britain earlier, so shout out to our Irish Americans in the crowd. First and foremost, it's really important for us to recognize that our technical high schools in the great state of Connecticut and also our now merged and unified community college is a big deal for this state, right? Because it demonstrates our commitment to career and technical education. That's really second to no one in New England. I had the pleasure of attending the National Legislative Summit in Washington, D.C. about a month ago, about 6 weeks ago. And our very own Representative Courtney, right, was beaming with pride, right, telling everyone in D.C. that when it comes to manufacturing, right, when it comes to our footprint and our commitment, right, we're second to no one in the United States right? And that's because of Connecticut, right? So really proud of what we're doing as community and as educators, as leaders, as manufacturers to make this work. 2, CT State Community College, we provide the largest manufacturing training footprint in the state of Connecticut, right? And now at Vinal Tech, this represents our 10th location within the state that provides advanced manufacturing training. That is a big deal, right? And we stress that community is in our middle name, right? So we don't want students having to travel across the state to get first-class training. You can get that in your very backyard, right? So that's a huge opportunity for us. It takes leadership, it takes a village, it takes an ecosystem, and it takes really 2 strong individuals that are doing this work. So let's give a round of applause to Principal Rivera and Kim Hogan, right? So about 2 years ago, Kim gave me a tour of this facility, right? And it didn't look like this, right? It was kind of sketchy, like the kids say, right? And though we had some new equipment, it was covered, right? Because we had some HVAC issues, right? There was, I think, a hole in the wall, like right here, right? And I was like, what's going on? Kim, why are you smiling right now, right? I have a lot of concerns. But like, look at this, right? Like, look at this. This is first class, right? This is what we do in Connecticut, right? This is what we're doing in Middletown, right? And this is a powerful partnership, right? Powerful partnership between Vinal Tech and CT State Community College at Middlesex. That's really important. Now, as we move forward, we have to recognize that we have a manufacturing storm and crisis ahead of us. And it's really important for all of you here, but our neighbors and our friends, to really promote and inform people that you can get an affordable, high-class education in advanced and precision manufacturing in your backyard here in Connecticut, right? Like, that's really important, right? We have to do this together, right? We can't do that alone. Vinal Tech has been doing it the entire time, and so has Middlesex, but the rest of us have to support them. And last but not least, to our students, both currently and our future students, this is what we do, right? Our mission, our why is because of our students and their potential and their intelligence and their beauty and what we need for them in our communities, right? This is what we do day in and day out. That's really important. And we need to tell our state, we need to tell our neighbors, we need to tell our legislators, right? This is the power of partnership, right? This is the power of community, this is the power of ingenuity and innovation. So on behalf of Connecticut State Community College and also Connecticut State Community College at Middlesex, I'm extremely proud and honored to speak with you, but also just be able to kind of beam and bask in the glory in terms of this beautiful facility and what's to come. So thank you so much.
It's always hard to follow after Dr. Merduco. I have to say that. I have to do this every once in a while, but to reflect on the words community and partnerships and the things that we've been talking about today, our chamber always reminding everyone that we have this community college in our backyard. I'm so happy to see our legislators hearing this firsthand, seeing it firsthand, because this is what it's about. I'm going to call up my next guest, which is the mayor of the city of Middletown, to come up and give a few words on behalf of the city. Mayor Ben Floresheim. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Kim. I will be brief because it's been said, but I am just so grateful, and on behalf of the city of Middletown, we are so grateful and we are so proud to host this amazing facility in our community. And as you have heard, manufacturing and precision manufacturing is a huge part of our local economy, of our jobs market, of our tax base in Middletown and in Middlesex County. And it was not like 2 hours ago that I was on the phone with First Selectman Bob Yamartino, my counterpart in Middlefield. He was describing a company there as they make, I'm paraphrasing, they make the lasers that make the precision manufacturing machines more precise. So it's like precision manufacturing squared almost. These are where the jobs are, and it's also where the need is. We have been hearing for years from employers, from manufacturers, that they are looking for people to come on board. And that is for everything from, of course, we have one of the largest precision manufacturing facilities in the country at Pratt & Whitney here in Middletown. But we also have major needs in our infrastructure, in our communities, in our roads and bridges, and we are working to implement the infrastructure law that Congress passed last year, but we're finding that in order to do that, this is a very different world than the last time we were spending that much money rebuilding our country. And we need people in positions to do the jobs, to do the engineering, to get this right. And that's what, again, programs like this are going to make possible. The need is there. It's there in public service. It's there in our economy, and it's being met here. And it's just, let me say thanks again to these two great leaders for the partnership. This is such a natural and beautiful partnership in so many ways, a space that needed a new purpose, a need that had to be met, two different educational institutions coming together. It's a match made in heaven in so many ways, but as we were talking about Dr. Rivera before the program, just because all of those factors are in place doesn't mean it isn't a very challenging and lengthy process when it comes to dealing with state government, local government, with bureaucracy, and with public dollars, which need to be responsibly spent. This is an incredibly good public investment. It's something, again, we are really proud to have here in Middletown. Thank you for working through the obstacles to make it happen, and congratulations and thanks to all the faculty and students who are here. Thanks so much.
So when we think about, talking with the mayor, Middletown is really different. Unless you have lived here, been here, grown up here, kind of been a part of the community, it really is like this extended family. We went through COVID together. We were all brought together, not just those that work for the state, not just those that work for the city, but all of us that have a community impact. Every week we were on a call. So much so that when we got done, it's like, we really missed those calls, Mayor. What's happening? Because we were connected, and that feel and that energy goes throughout our community. And it's important that we look, because we all serve the public, right? Each one of us in our own way said, we're here to serve our students, to serve the public of Connecticut. When it came to that, and I'm glad that Tracy Ariel's here today, because we had a public partner, a private partner in Arberg. We have a private partner in Webco that helps us to make the curriculum what it is to make sure we're meeting the needs. So we're not just training people willy-nilly out there to do jobs that might exist. No, we're training and we're working with the community partners to develop what the community needs because it exists. And without these partnerships, we wouldn't have the success that we have. So I want to just take a moment to welcome Roland Kim from Arberg Plain, right? Not Incorporated, Arberg Plain, to kind of come up and just give us a few remarks about what it meant to give back to the community.
So good afternoon, everybody. As Kim mentioned, my name is Roland Kim. I work for Arberg. We're in the injection molding industry. And throughout plastics injection molding in Connecticut, there are so many opportunities for young people to enter this industry as a career. It's not a trade, it's a career, it's a professional path. And currently there is no avenue for a student to enter into this industry, right? If you could go to UMass Lowell, you get a 4-year degree, but it misses the target, right? And that's why we're Keith and Dave Parmalee put together a curriculum to create a basis to support manufacturing in Connecticut in this particular industry. And so we're very proud to support the program here with equipment, expertise, support for the community, for the state at large. So thank you, everybody.
So Roland's being a little shy. I wanted to come up and say, we put our money where our mouth is. We put our money where our needs is. We're talking multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in that piece of equipment right there. That's what moved the needle, guys. That's what got us over the hump and made this happen, so that we would all come together because we had an invested community partner. And that's what really, really helps us here at Middlesex. 3,
2, 1. Yay!